What's going on? What the going on, y'all? As you can see, I don't know where my mask went today, and I wanted to get this out. I know it's the weekend, so we trying to hurry up and get to it. To get to it, my hair all over the place. You feel me? It's just long. It's a weird day. Plus, I think it might rain. You know what I'm saying? So my brain a little foggy. Look at my head all over the place. We just all over the place today. We gonna definitely get it done. Cause we here to do it. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't nothing wrong with a little flip. You understand me? Already with the already. I'm gonna get straight to it though. We talking about the playoffs right now, so it's only really 2 games on. I watched both of them. So let's get to it. First, we're gonna talk about the New York Knicks. No, yeah, we're gonna talk about the New York Knicks versus the 76ers. Now, on the New York Knicks side, Jalen Brunson had 33 points, 5 rebounds, and 9 assists. As a matter of fact, you passed the ball more than I actually assumed. You were shooting so much, which I mean, you know what I'm talking about. I complain about somebody shooting the lights out of it no matter who it is. You feel what I'm saying? Because I feel like you should spread the ball, you know what I'm saying? But I had to come to the realization that you just a one-on-one player. You know what I'm talking about? Damn. See, look, my mask ain't even correct over my nose or nothing. We just everywhere. But anyway, the one-on-one player, I mean, it used to be cool. It used to be a fad, you know what I'm saying? Just give it to him and get out the way type thing, you know what I'm saying? And then he do come from Villanova, where he a point guard. He got the ball most of the time. I had to come to the realization, you know what I'm talking about? Sometimes it take a while. That's I guess that's just my generation. It take a while for us to understand. I still say the ball should go through Cat, which it actually did. He ain't get no assist for what he actually was doing in the game. You feel what I'm saying? Even if it was the ticky-tack fouls against Embiid, he still wasn't getting that much credit. But between him, Brunson, and then you had Mikal Bridges. Mikal you did your thing, young brother. And you know what was funny about the New York Knicks? I didn't know y'all had all them national championships. The NCAA national championships. All y'all did pretty much know how to win. I mean, it's self-evident that the Knicks should go to the Eastern Conference Finals, where they gonna meet Detroit basketball. You know what I'm talking about? And we're gonna see who the best defenders are at the end of the day. You feel me? I know one thing, he ain't gonna be able to put it on the floor. That's what I do know. But let's see, who else did good in that game? Cat, you was okay, but you got in foul trouble early. And you did what you could do on the floor. You ain't even had no points for real. You had like 8. You know what I'm saying? But you had 12 rebounds. You feel me? But you know what I'm saying? You was really non-existent. Thank God that my Mikal Bridges, you know what I'm saying, stepped it up a little bit. And we ain't got no Manu Ginobili. So, I mean, not Manu Ginobili, I'm tripping. Adebayo. Well, damn, what is his name? Yeah, that's his name. Told you, I'm discombobulated this morning. You gotta forgive me, hey. You know what I'm talking about? You know I act real crazy when I got this mask on anyway. You know what I'm talking about? But all shall be what it is. And then on the 76ers side, I don't know, bro. For real. What I really want to say is why y'all keep giving the ball to Embiid. He's slowing. Now in the fourth quarter, that's something different. You're gonna slow the ball down, slow down the pace, and let's work, Maxey. and the Beach had the ball in the fourth quarter. We got speed, and we got a big man that can put the ball on the floor. And that's how it should flow. I understand Paul George did his thing. PG definitely. He had 18, though. Everybody was playing subpar. And then when the fourth quarter came, y'all slowed it down even more. I understand you've been moving and grooving. You want to, you know what I'm saying, slow your energy down. I mean, the game wasn't crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was 108 to 94 was the final score. Won by the New York Knicks. But, you know what I'm talking about? You down 3-0. I don't see you coming back and winning 4 straight games, but I said that about the Detroit Pistons too, and look at them. But I don't know. I don't think New York gonna let you win 3 in a row. Shoot, their defense too good for that to even happen. You know what I'm saying? That mean Brunson would have to have 4 straight terrible games. Cause if he's shooting bad, he gonna shoot himself out of it. He a point guard. You know what I'm talking about? He ain't gonna really. Which, you know what I'm saying, you know, at some point you have to respect what it is. And he gonna shoot his way out of it. So 4 straight games of him shooting his way out of it and not getting something done, that's kind of preposterous. So, you know what I'm saying, congratulations. I'm saying that early. You feel me? We'll see y'all in the finals. We'll see on Sunday though. I think they're gonna be in the Eastern Conference Finals come the weekend through. You know what I'm saying? I did write some of y'all stats now. Like I said, in the fourth quarter, y'all slowed it down. Once y'all slowed it down, y'all disappeared. The offense can't keep flowing through him. Even when this regular season start again this year, the offense shouldn't go through a 30-year-old big man. You know what I'm talking about? He's gonna slow the ball down. And then it ain't like he a 30-year-old big man that's, you know what I'm saying, 40 pounds under his weight. He weigh about what he's supposed to weigh. You know what I'm saying? This weighing him down. You could tell he can't even get off the floor for real. I mean, it's a lot to say about Joel Embiid. He came back. He doing his thing. I'm glad to see him healthy. But that, I mean, he true. I mean, he the one that the offense should go through. You know what I'm saying? You can see it in Maxey's face. For real. Look how he playing. I ain't never seen him really play like that. He ain't moving and grooving. He just letting my man go to work. And then the rookie, he don't know no better. That's an MVP. He thinking, hey, let me get on the bandwagon. You can't ride that bandwagon. He ain't gonna be here tomorrow. Forgive my language. I don't mean to offend or harm anyone. This is my disclaimer. But at the end of the day, in a year, maybe 2 years, maybe even 3 years, he ain't gonna be here. But Maxey is, if he don't get a contract somewhere else. Paul George ain't gonna be there. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta pick your poison, young man. Y'all should put, and I told y'all that. Y'all seen it didn't work that game 2. Y'all went right back to what y'all know in game 3. And look what happened. Either way it go, you got cooked. But you was better off playing it like that and letting Maxey go to work. Can't nobody stand in front of him. Let's no here nor there. Let's go on to the second game. My bad, my apologies. The San Antonio Spurs versus the Minnesota Vikings. I'll keep calling them the Vikings. Because that's how they play. They play very aggressive, bro. For real. The Minnesota Timberwolves. Ant-Man and Randall and all of them, they play aggressive. They still end up not pulling the game out, and it's 2-1 in the San Antonio Spurs' favor. Now, they said usually 70% of the people that win game 3 don't pull the game off, right? But I see them winning game 4. You feel me? That's just my personal assessment. I could be wrong. Wemby could come out and do his due diligence and keep going and flowing. Because he definitely was going and flowing. That man had 39 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 blocks. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't do it on just the offensive end. He did it on the defensive end. And he made some three-point shots. So he was basically doing everything he needed to do on that floor, for sure. And then when he got left out, you know what I'm talking about? They went on their little runs. You know what I'm saying? The first half, it was tied 51-51. But they was up. They was up maybe 11 or 12 with like 4 minutes left. And then Wemby sat down and they went on a little run and tied it. Same thing in the third quarter. They went on the run. San Antonio went on the run. They went up like 14. Wemby sat out. Ant-Man and them went to work. Ant-Man still had like 32 points. Let me see. Let me show you. That's what we had. Yeah, Ant-Man had 32 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 assists. So he did his due diligence. Only person that really showed up was Reed. Reed had like 18 points and 9 rebounds. He even had a couple passes. But everybody else was really subpar. I think McDaniels he had 17, but he was getting frustrated by having to guard all them people. He had to guard 3-point guards. He had to guard Castle. He had to guard Harper off the bench. Then he had to guard, it was another guard he had to guard too. It might have been Johnson. And Johnson is a 6th man. He's really a wingman. You know what I'm saying? So McDaniels was all over the place. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't catch his rhythm. And by the time he did, well, he caught it in the third quarter. But it ain't late in the third quarter. Fourth quarter, he was non-existent. You know what I'm talking about? And what was Randall? He had a couple pushes on Wemby, try to get him a little frustrated. Gobert did better than him. And that's saying a lot, because Gobert is just defense. He ain't finna put no money in the basket, but he had like 12 points. Hold on, how many points he had? No, Gobert had 13 points. Still, 12, 13, still the same thing. It's shocking for him to even have that, but he had it early in the game. During the later part of the game, you know what I'm saying, non-existent. We need Minnesota to show up all 4 quarters. And they gonna do that next game. They gonna make their adjustments. You know what I'm saying, this series has been relatively exciting. The Spurs only really won by like 6 points. No, it was 115 to 108. But still, it was close knit. I mean, it was 113 to 105, and then Ant-Man hit a 3. You feel me? Brought it to 6. So I mean, it ain't like they was not hooping. They definitely was hooping. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, to no avail. You know what I'm saying? Ant-Man just ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? He need that secondary. And the secondary ain't show up. If they didn't have a secondary, it might have been a game. It might have been Minnesota winning. But you know what I'm talking about? It was Wemby Yamba. It was Wemby and the crew for real. Just me and my crew. Just me and my crew. You know what I'm talking about? Wemby and the crew showed up. And they showed out. For real, for real. And they up 2-1 now. Will they ruin game 4? Hey. You will know. You will know. You will know. You know what I'm talking about? And that's the 2 games. So let's get into it. We got some small little rhetoric we gonna talk about. And then we gonna get on up out of here, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? Like I said, this Saturday, we ain't doing much. You know what I'm talking about? I said I might as well talk about a little something. That way, Monday, I could just do what I gotta do. I got a lot of things on the floor Monday. So, you know what I'm talking about? You better hope you see me. You know what I'm talking about? And if you do see me, it's gonna be relatively late. Shout out to Kevin Hart. I guess Kevin Hart wanted to talk about how business is moving and grooving, and how the streaming platforms and the podcasting platforms is really taking over what's going on. You know what I'm talking about? I knew that 5-10 years ago, but you know what everybody did for me? They shut me down and told me I didn't know what I was talking about. Just, it's always like, it's been like that. I'm 45 years old. It's been like that for years. Motherfucker tell me shut up, be quiet until they see it going on. Then they act like they made it happen. With this one, you ain't gonna be able to do that because everybody really got a platform for real. It's all about how you use it and can you make it be useful for yourself. You know what I'm talking about? Only thing I really don't like is that everybody got a story that they ain't really telling. You feel what I'm saying? Motherfuckers is hiding behind whatever they got going on. Even me, I'm hiding behind a mask. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm talking about? Everybody got a little niche that they use to provide a service for the world. You know what I'm talking about? And everybody got it. So as long as everybody got it, they can get it and they gonna keep it going. It you know what I'm saying, due to all that, it's messing with the production, it's messing with the advertisement, you know what I'm talking about, which is basically the same thing. It's messing with productivity. You know what I'm talking about? Cause now you gotta go to George and tell George, hey, I'm gonna give you a couple dollars. I need you to talk about these new jeans I got. You know what I'm saying? Put them on, have a discussion about them, see how they feel, see how they fit. You know what I'm saying? While you sitting on live stream for 36 hours talking about absolutely nothing. Probably your first couple streams was with your drawers on. Now you got these pants on. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, that's the business now. You gotta come talk to me about how we gonna. Now you can have your advisors. You know what I'm saying? Sit here and discuss product strategy, but at the end of the day, it's about me, sir. You know what I'm talking about? And if you want it done, you gotta come fuck with me. Now I've been said it. Niggas act like I ain't gonna been said it. They gonna act like they thought about it, and then this is how they come to reality. No, this is reality, sir. And if you ain't with it, you ain't gonna get it. You know what I'm talking about? No, you don't. And that's the sad part. And for everybody that's streaming and everybody that's making moves, this time don't let them niggas in. Let them niggas stay on the outside. Y'all been on the outside forever. Y'all are on the inside of the fence. Stay in that bitch. Close the gate. Tell all them famous motherfuckers stay over there. You know what I'm talking about? Stay on the outside of the fence, Kurt. Do all your picketing, say whatever you need to say, but say it on that side. Because we on the inside now. The billionaires gonna want to give me the money now. You feel me? And that's just what it is. And that's what it's gonna be. And we'll see y'all on the upside. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you'll want to start talking again. You know what I'm saying? Telling the truth. Because telling the truth always shame the devil. For real, for real. And I'm going to move on because I could be here forever. You know what I'm talking about? I want to talk about Clarissa. Clarissa, who is Babyface mama. I want to get on here and talk about him and his baby mama and the drama they got going on. So I guess Nivea got 3 different baby daddies, which is typical for a black life these days. You know what I'm talking about? 3 different baby daddies. She don't know who the baby daddy is. I mean, it's a good storyline. Nice try though. I mean, and that's another like famous motherfucker that just want to have something to say to be saying something because they think they got something going on. They ain't really got nothing going on. This shit is normal. That shit you talking about is normal shit, sir. You feel me? I don't know what it's gonna stir up, but it might stir up something. Me personally, I think it's some bullshit. You exposing other people's personal information. You know what I'm saying? In order for you to make it happen. Get a story, sir. If you ain't got no story, shut the fuck up. Find you something to do. Cause you know what I mean? I'm really just getting tired of motherfuckers just talking to be talking. You know what I mean? Stop talking, bro. You can't make it happen, you can't make it happen. Me telling you how to make it happen is me doing too much rapping. That shit ain't finna happen. Like I said, stay on the other side of the fence. You know what I'm saying? Your storyline weak as hell. Nigga been doing that. 3 different baby mamas. Don't know who that is. What? That sound like a story from down the street. And you don't stay down the street. You stay in a nice, beautiful home. Making nice, beautiful money. That shit sound funny to me. Shout out to Riri. First shout out. Shout out to Riri. I see you got a tattoo of your son. Well, let me say it correctly. Riri got a new tattoo, and it was of her son making a drawing. You feel me? And she decided to tattoo it on her body. That's what's up. That's a story. You feel me? And then you made it a real tattoo and you went live. That's what's up. That's what it do. You know what I'm talking about? Let's see. What's the next one? Oh, Mr. Helliver. And you told your people, hey, yeah, he can rap, but what about, you know, talking about if he got a beat from you, he can make a good rap. If he can rap, he can rap. I feel you, Helliver. He don't need no beat from me. He can get a beat off anywhere if he really fresh there. You know what I'm talking about? He can make it happen regardless to the fact he don't need me. If he really be who he be. Like, I don't know, it's this one young man. He made a song about going to school and getting good grades. And if he get good grades, his mama gonna cash him out. And he talked about a girl that was like 2 or 3 years older than him, but he liked the girl. You feel me? I understood that man's whole story. Who ain't lived that? And he made it a song. And like the here it goes. Shout out to Mr. Greer. But yeah, create that creative output. You feel me? You gotta be able to create something out of nothing. This is a very interesting concept. Now, I guess some and it's always gotta be one. It's always got to be the opposite for us to understand. So I guess some Caucasian male decided he wanted to get on Chat GPT and ask if Chat GPT took over the world, how would he do so? And Chat GPT stated that basically he would be the devil. In so many words, he would trick the public. He would, for which it stands. It's like, no, he would trick the public, pretty much. Have deception a part of your life. And as long as I got deception, then I can deceive. And as long as I can deceive, then I can destroy. And as long as I can destroy, you understand? So on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to walk upon this earth like it's nothing. If I could trick the people into believing that they are what they are not. He didn't say none of this. I'm just projecting what, you know what I'm saying, what's the obvious. And what was the obvious was Chat GPT said exactly what's going on right now. They tricking the world. And you allowing to be tricked. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers ain't living in their truth. It's sad, but that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And then when you do live in your truth, motherfucker don't want to see that. Not unless you got something going on. If you got something going on, we want to see what you got going on. A lot of it's gonna make sense. A lot of it's not gonna make sense. It's on you to debug and devour. It's on you to make, you know what I'm saying, a cash flow. Other than that, it's not gonna go. And that, like I said, that's all on, you know what I'm saying, what your perception of worldly things are. You know what I'm saying? And if you can make it look good, how long can you make it look good? Can you make it look good forever? Rick Ross, I guess Rick Ross versus French Montana in the verses. I don't know, man. I guess they did a verses. I think I seen it come on my timeline, but I don't mess with these two artists for real, for real. At least not like that. I ain't gonna disrespect them, but I don't fuck with them niggas. And then you gotta have the nerve. I guess Aston Martin Music is one of your biggest songs, sir. You did have a female on there. You could let her sing her part. And then you didn't even sing Drake part, but guess what? That whole song, what part did they know? They knew Drake part. They ain't even, nigga, when it came to your shit, they was singing it, but it was a few. When Drake part came on, you could hear it. That's a difference between knowing it and hearing it, sir. And when you can hear it, you Michael Jackson. You know what I'm talking about? So no matter what you was saying, they was saying what he was saying. You talking about? You ain't gotta say it. You know what I'm talking about? They gonna say it for you. It was to the point you had to cut them off and say your part. And at least that's what I seen from the flicks. You know, everything modified these days, so you know it might have been something different. And the cute, man, I be messing up so bad sometimes. Forgive my language, for I've seen. The acoustics was you could hear the echo, so it wasn't a lot of people in there. And I think that's all I need to say. Really want to say about that. I ain't watched the verses, so I don't know what was going on. And you know, I don't want to sound like a hater and just say I choose French Montana. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know who won, cause I wasn't there to see what was going on when it was going on. You feel me? Let's see. I think we got like 2 more topics and we're gonna get up out of here. So I guess somebody decided they was bored and wanted to take a picture of an ant up close. I think they did it like 5 denominations, 5 times the denominations, probably under a microscope. And the face of the ant looked like the devil. I don't know how true that might be, but you know what I'm talking about? I guess he looked like the devil and they wanted to scare the people, you know what I'm talking about? Damn, that's what ants really look like. But he really looked like a demon, you ask me. But you know, I'm just saying, is they reincarnated? Are they even people reincarnated? Because every ant can't look the same. I think that go for all creatures, even humans. They selves. Everybody don't look the same. You know what I'm saying? Unless the test 10 of them and see if they all got the same face. Then you know what I'm saying, we might have something. You know what I'm talking about? Let me see. Alright, we got like 2 more. So we got Columbia's Christopher Columbus's diary. Now Christopher Columbus, I guess he was making notes of the voyages back and forth from England to the Americas. You feel me? And he was telling them, going through the Great Voyage, we ain't gonna be able to make it across to the Americas without losing a bunch of ships, a bunch of product. I'm paraphrasing. A bunch of this, a bunch of that. So he goes to the king and the queen and tell him he need more money to get more ships so he can bring more stuff across. There's no guarantee everyone's gonna make it, but if we continue to make my ship sturdy and dispute, I'll be able to make it across, guaranteed. I can't guarantee it for everybody, but what we savage we'll use. You feel me? But I guess he had to go through, I don't know which shoreline it is, but you know what I'm saying, him going up and across, everybody ain't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? Later on in the voyage, they started going through shit. You feel me? But that's no here nor there. Columbus basically said, you know what I'm saying, throughout his diary that black folks was here first. Indigenous people, people of the land. You know what I'm saying? Redskin men. They was here first. You feel me? And the harsh reality, this is what I'm paraphrasing. The harsh reality of that is, who want to give up their privilege? White folks don't want to give up their privilege. It just is what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be. I guarantee you, you go to a random white person, or I ain't going to say random, I'm going to say let me see. Average white man going to work every day just like you, doing everything just like you, and ask him, would you die for me? As a black person, would you die for me? Now his first initial conversation is probably gonna be yes. But tell him, okay, you say you'll die for me, would you give up your white privilege for me? Meaning, and he gonna be like, what do you mean by that? And meaning, if it was both of us standing right there and they said, oh, you can come with us, we gonna kill you, are you gonna go with them, or you gonna stand here and die with me? I guarantee you he gonna say he'd rather go with them than die with you. And even if he do say he gonna die with you, when the situation is at hand, I guarantee you he still go with them niggas. I'm talking about if it really truly happened, oh, he gonna go with them. He ain't gonna die, sit here and die for what? He gonna say it don't make no sense for boss to go. They want you to go. And I say all that to basically prove that it still's going on right here to this day. And this is where I'm gonna go into the second one, and then we're gonna get up out of here. Nigga, they was hanging motherfuckers in the 1920s. And that wasn't even 100. Well, now technically, that was 100 years ago. But we've been talking about this for 25 years. We wasn't even good out of slavery, and they still was doing their thing. They really ain't stopped. They really ain't stopped the whole Jim Crow and prohibition until like the 1960s. My grandma was still getting sprayed by water and not being able to use certain water fountains in the 60s and in the 40s and 50s. They ain't really start making stuff happen until the 70s. As far as black folks and white folks being equal. And the only reason why Lyndon B. Johnson decided to do that is because we were mounting up the rebellion. We had already lost Tulsa. You feel me? They did the bombing they hadn't did the bombing in Philly. And you gotta think the bombing in Philly was in the 80s. So technically, if you want to really be technical, bro, and then you got think about Soul City. Soul City lasted from 1970 to 1979. It didn't even make it out of the 70s. It was gone, eradicated. This is a whole city about black folks. Literally a whole city. And then we want to talk about reparations. All them people dead. Stuff we can't control. Ain't that what they say in the 12-step program? Accept the things that I cannot change. You gotta accept it. You can't change that. We gotta move on to bigger and better things. We gotta make this make sense, sir. And times is of the essence. They always ahead of you. You getting to the point where we starting to catch up, and they gonna do something catastrophic for you to be looking the other way. Why are we worried about a foul that we can't control none of that? We been knew they was animalistic. Killing shit, drinking blood, doing all. They been doing that. We ain't gotta keep discussing that. What we talking about that for? Why are we talking about the white folks? They ain't got nothing going on. And if we ain't got it going on, then they ain't got it going on. You ain't understanding what's going on? Pay attention to you. Worry about what you got going on. Make you happy. Like I said, I can talk forever. For real. It done went from a nice little 15-minute conversation to now we have damn near 40 minutes. You feel me? All for y'all to get y'all got lack of understanding. They didn't brainwash you so long that your cognitive dissonance is distant. You know what I'm saying? You love living in the past. If you see a story, you want to cling to it instead of getting the information for it and moving on. But like I said, I could talk forever about all this. You know what I'm talking about? This is what I do. You understand me? And I love to stay true. But with all that being said, as the old saying goes, guess what? The smoke's gone, I'm gone.